Okay, so today we're looking at the Dreadbox Antidote. This is actually the second video I've recorded for this thing. The first time I made a video about it, I thought it was broken, actually, but it wasn't, and we'll get into that later. This is the Karplus-Strong Strings module from Dreadbox that just came out a couple weeks ago, and it's a little bit different than what I expected from a strings module, I guess. But we'll find out. We'll see that that's probably neither good nor bad. So let's just listen to what it sounds like really quick. Okay. So the way I have it set up here is I've got an O control down here with pitch into the pitch input, the strength into the feedback input, and the time output into the filter. It's basically, if you're not familiar with the O control, it's like a step CV sequencer, basically. Um, so I've got different. I can assign different CV values per step to each of these, but we'll just turn the attenuators down for those inputs to start and just listen to what it sounds like. So um, on this module, there's so the way that it works is it uses like an internal noise source to create a metallic string sound um, by putting it through a fast delay. So there's a filter here, this color attenuator is like the filter for the noise source or for an external audio. So we'll just turn this all the way up for now. And we'll just open the sort of end of chain filter here. So you can hear that little pluck, and we'll just go through some different things here to here's some different pitches. Okay, so if you have the feedback down, it'll be a short pluck like that. If you turn it up, it'll get longer. But here's the thing is that if you turn it up and then you go to a higher pitch, it gets short again. Let's slow down this. See, at very high pitches, it's pretty short, and then at lower pitches, it's pretty long. So to me, it's a little bit weird. This pluck is going to make it a kind of more metallic sounding as you turn it up. And then eventually you really start to hear the noise. When it's all the way up like that, it sounds pretty bad to me. I think it's fine like down here. I mean, you have different sounds for different situations, right? Tuning here, it just changes the pitch. The higher you go on this, you're going to lose the range that it responds to. This is basically just for tuning it to other oscillators, I guess. And then also there's a CV input here if you want to modulate it, but well, we'll see. If, for example, I patch this LFO here, and stop the sequence really quick. It for whatever reason, changing the pitch either by modulation or by actually moving the fader creates this kind of noise. And I emailed with Dreadbox. I sent them a video of this, and they confirmed that this is just like a characteristic of one of the components that you use in this thing. So, you know, take that as it is. It's unusual. I think during like real use, you're not going to hear it that much. But if you're trying to make like very sparse ambient sounds or something, you don't want this going on in it probably. Anyway, that's that. Let's listen to the sound of this thing again. If you get the feedback all the way open, it'll just start to drone forever. And I actually think that's pretty cool. Alright, well, let's let this sequence run and we'll listen to some. I think I just have this kind of random sequence in here. You can listen to some different sounds. And what we'll do is we'll just turn these up so that whatever values I have on the O control will go through. So one other thing is that unlike some other like digital string modules, it's monophonic, right? So you in sequences, if you're going to have like longer feedbacks for longer notes, they're not going to overlap with each other. They'll get canceled as soon as you put another note on. So it's going to behave a little bit differently than something like the qubit surface or 2HP pluck or rings, which are all have a couple of notes of polyphony. So especially when you get to, you know, there I have that fast or that long note, but if I turn up the tempo, you're going to lose that a little bit. Well, let's just mess around with this for a little bit and then we'll patch it in a different way. So, you know, knock the camera there. You can see that it's like, you know, capable of some pretty different sounds. Let's put some, why not throw some reverb on it? I don't know, does it sound much better? You know, it's pretty interesting. I think that it can get a little bit more interesting if we patch it in a different way. So instead of triggering the module directly from the trigger input, why don't we use a envelope? And, well, we're going to just patch it completely differently here. So we're going to send the output into a VCA. We'll just go into this channel here of the Tangle Quartet. And we're going to then take the gate out of the O control. We're going to send it to one of these, the first mats envelope, and we're going to send the full strength output to the VCA. And we're going to send the attenuated output to the filter, I guess, and we'll take that out for now. Okay, and this will still go out to our, sure, we'll go to our reverb, because why not? Okay, we'll turn the feedback all the way up so that it just, take this out too. So now this is the sound of it kind of running freely into a VCA. And we're just using an envelope now instead of the actual feedback to control the length of the sound. And we can use the same envelope but just at different strengths to control the filter cutoff. And so I think that in this kind of situation, it's a little bit more interesting. Just as like, it's basically like a kind of a crazy oscillator set up like this. And I think that it also starts to sound a little better in this setup when you use that external audio. See. Now we're getting some interesting sounds. So now let's turn that reverb down for a second. And in this situation, the color now is like a filter for the external sound. If you close it all the way, it just sounds like the regular Antidote again, but this will allow some of that external audio to come in. The plucks, in this setup, the pluck just seems to add more noise once you get up to the top here. So I think it's capable of some pretty interesting tones in this kind of setup. Put some of that reverb back in there. Let's add some attack. Try some different waves here. You know, I really like sounds like that. So for me, I think I'm not really going to get a lot of use out of this thing as a self-contained voice, you know, like a string sound, you know, just using the trigger input. I think that, you know, I mean, obviously it cannot be polyphonic because it's an analog thing or whatever. But I think that you really need to have the strings like overlapping each other for them to sound interesting. But as a resonator with the external input, I think it sounds pretty cool. And I'm going to be using it like that a lot, I think. Anyway, so yeah, that's the antidote. It's not what I expected, but that is fine. And I'm looking forward to using it in some more patches. I have used it in a couple that I'll probably, well, I haven't listened to them yet to see how they recorded, but if they are not terrible, I'll probably put them on the channel. And I'll, you know, include the modules that I use in the patch notes or whatever. But yeah, I'll, you know, it's not going anywhere. It's going to be here in the rack along with some other stuff that is on the way. I did also order the other new module, the Euphoria, and I was looking forward to making a video about that one, but that one actually did come broken. So I'm not going to get a chance to do that. Oh, let's do one more thing here. Like this. So, you know. Put an LFO in there and just see what happens. You know, in this kind of setup, I do it. You know, so you can get some interesting sounds. So yeah, you got your modulation points. Anyway, I appreciate that Dreadbox puts attenuators on all these things. It makes it a lot more convenient to patch them up. There's also a gate input on this thing that you know, it'll make the module do the output long, you know, as long as the gate is open, not like the trigger. So it's nothing to write home about. It's just another type of way to trigger it. Anyway, yeah, let me know if you got this module in the comments, what you think about it. Post a link to your jams or whatever using it. And yeah, like and subscribe if you would like to, and leave a comment. And have a good day.